Alright, so when I first design any website, and I did design this one, this is directly on my own site. Let's see if I can show it to you. I always ask who the audience is first, primarily. In this case, it would be students and their families, I imagine. Why? Beyond the assignment, of course, what purpose do I want it to serve? To communicate with students and families as a hub and resource, dependable, easily remembered address, easily navigatable, not too much words, just really clean and or clear and organized, accessible, responsive. That means it can do the read aloud functions. It's not too many tables, that it could be used by the different communities, and that it can be used mobile and tablet as well as laptop for all the intended purposes in a pleasing to the eye kind of way. So what would that look like to me? So again, clear organization and organized and accessible and responsive, and direct links to the resources they're most likely going to need, providing a FAQ so they don't have to read through their syllabus every single time, in addition to providing the syllabus for each of the classes, having contact and information directly about me as the teacher. And then I ask myself, how do I know if I'm achieving this purpose? To me, I would be able to tell based on if I've kept it up to date, which means it's primarily going to be being used. Otherwise, if you don't keep it up to date, you're probably not using it. And then end of year and end of term surveys that directly go out to parents as well as students to ask them about their experience, or to have a pop-up survey is another opportunity where you can have that experience where you can bring in input besides just the metrics that I have accessible, because this is, again, my own domain. So that said, I'm going to walk you through the decisions I made in creating this website. So as you see here, this is built into my educator portfolio thing, so it's all linked together so that my resume is accessible from here so that parents can see more about me. I've chosen to use a Bitmoji classroom banner that I created myself, and that's my mentor teacher's Bitmoji, because we're actually friends, and so we text, and so I have a Bitmoji, so I use that in creating this, as well as my two dogs. I think it makes it a little bit more fun and relatable in that way. I've also got our direct, what I would imagine, and again, this is off my imagined experience, so it would get updated, right, as I get input from families. But this is what I imagine to be the most likely to be used: a FAQ, contact us, calendar, and that's our class calendar, not the district calendar, and then about me as a new teacher, right? So then I've also provided right at the top there the essential links that are not necessarily a part directly of our classroom, but directly impacted. So the school website, the bell schedule, the library resources, the bell schedule being your actual schedule for the day of when the bells are, so it changes if we have a half day or if it's an assembly or whatever. So this is a direct link to that, so a parent at home could go to this website, click on bell schedule, figure out what class period their student's in, click on the THS website and call the school directly, being able to correctly reference what class period it is. Helpful, right? Tech support is actually directly to our district's tech support. So it's got all of your troubleshooting it yourself, very clean, easy to access, similarly organized. But it's also got the how to contact them if you're not able to resolve the problem yourself. So it's, again, that 3 before me thing. So we're trying to give them as many tools so that it's a 24/7 resource for families who might not have availability during the day to address these things, or students who may not have communicated to the last possible moment, because that never happens. Anyways, Canvas. This is a direct link, helpful for both parents and students who aren't so good at remembering the shortcuts, especially when they're on alternative devices, right? So you might remember your teacher's website's name, but the likelihood that you're going to remember the 20+ character website for your school's Canvas login for your classroom, or Skyward, which is really long, and or likelihood of being able to easily dig it up from your high school's website, which is not the most clearly organized site. This is helpful. Just trust me. As a parent, I know. The same goes with Skyward. This is where all of our grades and attendance are housed. Some important messages, forms you have to fill out every year. This here is super helpful for the parents because, yeah, It just is. One place where you can go to access all of these resources a freshman year with your first integration. It's helpful. So here's the 2 classes that I primarily will be teaching this year. 4 courses of English 9 Honors, 1 of Film Analysis, and then additionally journalism, but there's a different syllabus for every single journalism thing. It's a whole thing, so that's separate. And then my co-teacher, my mentor teacher, Mr. DeMiro's website, because he has a lot of great resources and posts that he's made over the years, so why not tap that? So this is similar to the bottom of each section of the page. It takes you back to the top if you use that navigation. So if I want to go down to the FAQ, as a parent or student, these are some of the most common questions that I got last year, and they're based mostly on what's in the syllabus. But the syllabus is more formal. So I wanted to give an opportunity to 24/7 get those answers in a 3 before me kind of opportunity, really straightforward. What is the electronics policy? A parent can read that. Can I ever send my kid's phone to school with them? Probably fine, as long as they're not playing with it distractingly and having it on vibrate. That message comes across, as well as communicating the Chromebooks and other things we expect that they'll probably have in class too. The grading policy. Office hours. This is a good one because I get asked this every week. Office hours are this, and there's the Zoom link. So if you forget where the Zoom link is or don't know how to find it in Canvas, you can go right to the website and click on it that way too. As well as multiple places to Canvas message us. And you'll see that I reiterate that because when you reiterate things, it really helps them. Again, Canvas message to contact us. Or if you don't have access to that, school email is there, but it is not as reliable. So as I said, we've got return to top of page. Now the contact us one at the top takes you here. This is another, takes you to Canvas messages as well. So you've got 2 places right after each other, but you can also return to top of page. Calendar, this is my Canvas fed Google Calendar. This is exactly where all of the assignments would show up, as well as any holidays that I'm broadcasting. Anything I put in Canvas that shows up on their calendar in Canvas for term information, for finals, for tests, for everything that shows up there would show up here and would be clickable to take them back to Canvas. Currently it's blank because we don't have any current classes because it's summertime, but it's built in and it auto connects. And then about this new teacher. So I take the time to tell them a little bit about my background and that I'm a student teacher, and then that I have something in common with them. I was once a freshman in Mr. DeMiro's class just like them, and that I'm a part of the same community as they are at Terrace and at the Mount Lake Terrace town, and that my kids go to the same district or went to the same district, and that, I had a life before teaching, but that, it's definitely my dream job, and that is something that I find that the kids really responded to last year. And then it also links directly to my resume, which I find that some parents find comforting, and depending on the type of parent, they want reassurance that you are qualified to be teaching, even if you're a student teacher. I'm not quite as young as some, and so that actually helps my credibility being qualified, but you never know who's going to question you. So I also have the classes that we teach kind of listed here because we get that question a lot. What other classes do you teach? What should I sign up for next year? Film analysis is only available to juniors and seniors, and the Hawkeye is something that freshmen can do, but don't always do because they aren't aware that it's an option because there's so many options. But there's a lot of required things too. But freshmen can sign up for it. It's a 7th period. It's after school. This is a direct link to the Hawkeye newspaper, which is part of our Hawk student media program, including broadcast journalism, Instagram, Twitter, all the things. Our yearbook as well is included in that program, and I'm looking forward to being a part of it again next year because I was also a part of it as a student, so it's kind of fun. And then you'll see here that I've also got my portfolio as an educator linked, as well as my resume and my in-task portfolio. Now I haven't filled out all of these are just placeholders right now because that's going to be used later. So if you're navigating around, you'll see that my educator resume as well as my portfolio are primarily for informative purposes for parents for the portfolio, and administrators and hiring purposes for the resume. Obviously, they're equal kind of theory, but I think it's handy to have the parents see that you are more than qualified. Here it shows several of the certificates that I've already achieved, completed, whatever, continuing education through the district, as well as on my own, so Google Certified Educator and all that stuff. So yeah, this is really just with those parents that really want that extra information, and I think that there's just a lot of variety in the types of parents that request that, so I think it's kind of handy. Some are doing it because they're curious and want to know you, some not. So that's it.